Good morning, children. How are you? How are your parents? Are you all right? Shall we continue the lesson? Okay. Medieval India. In the previous classes, we saw about the medieval India and the sources of medieval India. The sources of medieval India are divided into two. One was primary sources and another one is secondary sources. And in primary sources, there were inscriptions, monuments and coins. In secondary sources, there are two types. Literatures they are, understand? Religious literatures and secular literatures. Have you understand, children? The sources, they are divided into two sources are there. They are primary sources and secondary sources. In primary sources, inscriptions, monuments and coins. Already we learnt about the inscriptions. Understand? About the monument. The inscriptions are the forts, temples, okay, the buildings, palaces, all. The inscription, archaeological evidences, all the inscriptions and the monument, the statues which we saw in the previous classes. Now, about coins. Coins are what we are using, the rupees. Rupees you all know. There are two sides of the coin like that. In that ancient period also, the people, the kings, they have the coins. And the coins la enna irukku, ipo nama enna irukku? In our coins now we have the Ashoka Chakra in one side. Another side, the amount of 10 rupees, 5 rupees, like that, 50 paise, like that, the amount of the coin is there. Understand? So, two sides of the coin. We can say it as head or tail, like that we can say. At that time also, the figures of the kings, which ruler is ruling that period, the figures of the king and the dates of the king, the period between the king ruled over the during the days, the years, it can engraved in on the coins and which period he belongs to, like that, whether he is Mughal king or any other Muslim king, Sayyid king, Lodi king, like that they will inscribed in that coin. From that coins we can know about the events, all the events, understand, the places where they ruled, then the dynasties, which dynasties they ruled over, like that we can see from the coins. And the economic condition of the country, the economic condition of the empire also we can see from the coins. Now we are having the metal coins only, but at that time during the Chola period and all, they got the golden coins. The coins and all, they were belongs to golden coins, silver coins, copper coins, understand. So if they have much golden coins, we can say that it was a wealthiest dynasty, like that we can say, understand. So on seeing the coins, we can say the development, the economic development of the dynasty. Can you able to follow, children? And also in some other coins, they will have the figures of the gods and goddesses. The religious coins also, the religious matters also will be in the coins, especially for example, this Muhammad Ghori, understand, in the coin Muhammad Ghori, in his coins, Lakshmi, the goddess Lakshmi goddess oda figure adula irundhucha, understand, and his name was also inscribed in that, understand. So we can say that he had some religious affairs, he had some much faith in religion, we can say. So in Muhammad Ghori's coin, during his time, he stamped the figure of goddess Lakshmi in his coins, Understand? And copper jitals also available during Delhi Sultanate period. What we can say? Copper jitals also available during the Delhi Sultanate. The sultans, we can, who are all the sultans means the Sayyid dynasty, Lodi dynasty. Understand? So they are called as sultans. Okay. During the Sultanate period, we can see the copper jitals, the coins, and silver tanka also we can see. Silver tanka, the coins, silver coins. Silver tanka in the sense silver coins. Understand? And especially this Iltutmish during this Qutbuddin Aibak, the slave dynasty. The slave dynasty was founded by Qutbuddin Aibak. Understand? He was a slave. From the slave condition, he became a king. Understand? So, from his period, it was called a slave dynasty. Okay. The first slave dynastic ruler was Qutbuddin Aibak. After Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, he became the king. During his period only, the silver tanka, the coins, he erected. Understand? And token during Muhammad Tughlaq, Kelipattrikingla Tughlaq. Understand? During Muhammad bin Tughlaq, our period la they have the token currency. Coins la what they? Token currency. Have you understand? So these are all about coins. If they will ask you in the detail answer, in the paragraph answer, just explain, give in detail about the coins during the medieval India period. If they ask like you in the at the back in the exercises in detail answer, you have one question about the coins. So you have to explain all about the coins. Have you all understand, children? So the sources of history, medieval India, it was divided into two: primary sources, secondary sources. In primary sources, we can know about the inscriptions, monuments, and now coins we finish. And now we have pass on to the secondary sources. Secondary sources, there are two divisions. One was religious literatures. The literatures, they are called as எழுதப்பட்ட written literature சொல்றோம்ல, they are called as sources, secondary sources. They are religious literature and secular literature. Religious literature or belong to, we can say about the religion. What are the religion they belong to, the people belong to at that time. Understand? Which religion they followed, which god and goddesses they worship. Like that we can see from the literatures. The secular literatures, all the biographies, autobiographies, the books written by the travelers. Understand? We can see one by one. Now first one, religious literature. In religious literature, in the Chola period, many religious books have been written. Understand? In book, if you have the book, every time I am saying that while you are attending the online classes, you have to take your books along with one notebook. What are all we are writing it on the board, you have to copy it down in the notebook, children. Then only it will be easy for you to learn. If you understand then, in a classroom la ninga nanga teach பண்ணும்போது any doubts if you have, you can ask in the classroom. But in the online classes, you can't able to ask any doubts, you can't clear it. Okay. So while whatever we are taking, whatever the thing we are writing it on the board, you have to copy in a notebook. Understand? So then you can clarify it. Understand, children? So if you have page number, you just take all your books, take page number 105. Those who are having the books, take your books, take 105. And those who are not buying the books, you tell your parent to pay the fees and get the books. Then only it will be easy for you. So in that page number 105, you can see during Chola period, many devotional literatures have been written. Understand? Especially this Kamba Ramayanam, Sekilar, Periya Puranam, Nalayira Divya Prabandham. The spellings and all you have to know, the pronunciation also. Understand? If you see the book only, you can pronounce. I am saying no, at back to me, you have to repeat it. Then only you can follow. Okay, children? Say all of you the devotional literature which are Kamba Ramayanam. Say, children, Kamba Ramayanam, then Sekilar written Periya Puranam, then Nalayira Divya Prabandham. Understand? And this Nalayira Divya Prabandham, it was composed by 12 Alvas. At that time, the devotional devotees, Alvas and Nayanmas irundanga. Alvas were 12 in numbers, Nayanmas 63 in numbers. And the 12 Alvas எழுதுனதுதா Nalayira Divya Prabandham. Understand? The 12 Alvas written, composed Nalayira Divya Prabandham. And அது எல்லாத்தையும் தனித்தனியாக புக் எழுதியிருந்தாங்கல்ல 12 ஆழ்வார்கள் சேர்ந்து அது எல்லாத்தையும் கம்பைல் பண்ணி ஒருத்தர் அந்த எல்லாத்தையும் கம்பைல் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாரு. இட் வாஸ் கம்பைல்டு பை நாதமுனி. Understand? Nalayira Divya Prabandham, it was compiled by Nadamuni. Can you able to follow, children? Like that, another this Devaram was composed by Akbar, Sundarar and Sambandar. இவங்க எல்லாம் இந்த சேர்ந்து எழுதுனது தான் this Devaram. Okay, it was compiled by Nambi Andar Nambi. Okay, then Manika Vasagar has written Thiruvasagam. Manika Vasagarன்றது யாரு ஒரு person, ஒரு மனுஷன். Okay, or one poet. He written Thiruvasagam. Understand? It was a book. So these are all the devotional literature. They belongs to religious literature. Can you able to follow? They are called as religious literatures. Understand? And they are all, it raised the Bhakti movement. It helped to raise the Bhakti movement. So all the religious literatures raised the Bhakti movement. Have you all understand, children? What are the books I told you? Repeat it again. என்னெல்லாம் பார்த்தோம்? கம்பராமாயணம், சேக்கிலாஸ், அவர் சேக்கிலார் எழுதின பெரிய புராணம், then Nalayira Divya Prabandham, then Manika Vasagar எழுதின திருவாசகம், then Devaram. Understand? Alvas, Nayanmas, in மாதிரி நிறைய many devotional books have been, literatures have been written during Chola period. Understand? They are all comes under the group of religious literatures. So from religious literatures we can know about the Bhakti movement of the people. Can you able to follow? Then next one, secular literature. Secular literatures are the what we can say, biographies, the books, biographies and autobiographies. So they are called as secular books. Here secular literature important is Madura Vijayam and Amukta Malyata. Madura Vijayam was written, composed by Ganga Devi. Madura Vijayam was composed by Ganga Devi, and Amukta Malyata, it was composed by Krishna Deva Raja. இவர் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்கல்ல விஜயநகர் டைனாஸ்டி கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? அதில் the great emperor in Vijayanagar dynasty, he was Krishna Deva Raya. Understand? He only written this Amukta Malyata. Say all of you, Amukta Malyata. Understand? And another important literatures are Prithviraj Raso and then the Islamic period also, many the Muslims, poets, they would have written many literatures, many autobiographies and the biographies. Understand? Kallana, he was a poet. He written Rajatarangini. Say all of you, Kallana written Rajatarangini. Children, you repeat it to me. Then only it will be, you can pronounce the word. Understand? Kallana written Rajatarangini. So these were the secular literatures. Many of them, they written the books, biographies and autobiographies about them. Autobiography means the books written about them. நானே என்னை பற்றி எழுதுறேன்ல, இப்போ மகாத்மா காந்தி, he has written autobiography. அவரை பற்றி அவர் எழுதியிருக்கார். Understand? ஒருத்தர் மற்றவங்கள பற்றி எழுதுறது biography, biography of others. Autobiography in the sense written அவங்கள பற்றி அவங்க எழுதுறது. Okay, we'll see. This Minhaj Siraj, Nazaruddin Muhammad, he has written about the slave dynasty. Children, take in the page number 105. Those who are having the books, you take page number 105. If I write it on the board also, it will be difficult for you to understand. It will be difficult for you to pronounce. If you are having the books, you take page number 105. Then I will say the names. You repeat it to me. நான் சொன்ன உடனே நீங்கள் ரிப்பீட் பண்ண. I am giving time for you. Understand? நம்ம இப்போ கிளாஸில் நம்ம சொல்லிக் கொடுப்பல மிஸ் உங்களுக்கு எப்படி படிக்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு how to read. I will pronounce no. Like that you have to pronounce. Then only it will be easy. Okay. Then Minhas Suraj, he has patronized Nazaruddin Muhammad of slave dynasty. Then Tabaqi Nizari. Say all of you. Tabaqi Nizari. And many compendium in the sense it is about a particular person. Understand the ideas, the themes of a particular person or a particular place or a particular book. It is called as compendium. Understand? This compendium is written by this Hasan Nizami. Then another book was written by Iltutmish rule. It was called as Tajul Mazir. See all of you children, Tajul Mazir. Okay, very good. Then another poet, he was Ziauddin Barani. He was a court poet of Muhammad Tughlaq. Understand? He wrote a book called Tariki Feroz Shahi. See all of you, Tariki Feroz Shahi. Understand? Another book written by during the period of Ghiyasuddin Balban about Feroz Shah. Understand? So these are all the biographies and autobiographies. Muslim, the slave dynasty. இப்போ நம்ம படிச்சதெல்லாம் Muslim name உங்களுக்கு தெரியுதா? Can you able to understand them? Okay. So these are all about the autobiographies and biographies. They are comes under the division of secular literature. Religious literature, we can know about the religion. Which religion? What are all the religion? Bhakti movement. அதில் படித்த நம்ம என்னெல்லாம் பார்த்தோம்? 4000 திவ்ய பிரபந்தம், ஆழ்வாஸ் எழுதின புக்ஸு, தென் தேவாரம், திருவாசகம், ஹிந்துஸ் புக்கு, தென் 63 நாயன்மாஸ், அவங்கள பற்றி எல்லாம் படித்தது ரிலீஜியஸ் லிட்ரேச்சர்ஸ். Now secular literatures, they were the books written by the Muslim people, the poets and others about books, biographies and autobiographies. They are called as secular literatures. And again, children, you have to understand Tusk. Tusk is a உங்களுக்கு ஷார்ட் ஆன்சரில் அதை கேட்டிருக்காங்க. If you are having the book, you can see at the back. What is Tusk? Tusk is a Persian word meaning autobiography. In the exercises you can see in short answer கேட்குறாங்கல்ல அதில் what is meant by Tusk? Tusk means it is an autobiography. Autobiography means what? A person written about himself. It is called as autobiography. Can you able to follow children? Okay. Then in the 16th century, Emperor Babur, this Emperor Babur, Mughal king, பார்த்துருக்கோம்ல நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம் in the previous classes and all. Who are all the Mughal king? Babur, Akbar, Humayun, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb and Baharuddin. So many Mughal emperors are there. The founder of the Mughal dynasty was Babur. Understand? He has written his autobiography. அவரை பற்றி எழுதியிருக்காரு. Okay, that was called as Babar Nama. Can you able to follow? So Babur written his autobiography. It was called as Babar Nama. Say all of you, Babar Nama. His court poet was Abul Fazl. He has written Aini Akbari. Understand? About this Babur, Abul Fazl, Aini Akbari and Akbar Nama. Okay, another ruler, Mughal ruler, he was called as Akbar the Great. Akbar the Great. நம்ம அன்றைக்கே படித்தோம்ல. ஸோ அக்பரை பற்றி அவர் எழுதியிருக்கிறாரு. அபுல் ஃபாசில். அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்? ஹி ஹஸ் ரிட்டன் ஐனி அக்பரி அண்ட் அக்பர் நமா. ஓகே, ஸோ தீஸ் வேர் த புக்ஸ். During 17th century, Jahangir, he himself, he wrote one autobiography. Who? Jahangir. Jahangir written autobiography. It was called as Tuzuk-i-Jahangiri. Tuzuk. அதான் மிஸ் சொன்னல. Tuzuk. Understand? Tuzuk-i-Jahangiri. not Jangri. Jangri சொல்லக்கூடாது, Jahangiri. Understand? சிரிப்பு வருதா எல்லாருக்கும்? Making to laugh. சிரிப்பா இருக்குல்ல? This is a great Jahangir. He was an emperor in Mughal dynasty. He has written his autobiography. It was called as Tuzuk-i Jahangiri. Understand? Okay. Where for that only I am telling you to take your books. Page number 105 la irukku. You can see all the names. Understand? If you see the names, the spellings only, you can pronounce the word. That's why I am telling you, while I am saying the names, you repeat it. I am giving time for you. Understand? Class la miss அப்படி தான் நான் டீச் பண்ணுவேன். மிஸ் சொல்லும் போதே நீங்களும் என்ன பண்ணணும்? You have to say the names, then only it will be easy. ஏன்னா நிறைய முஸ்லீம் names, emperor names எல்லாம் you can't able to, it will be difficult for you to say. Okay, and the pronunciation. So Jahangir written Tuzuk-i Jahangiri, and we can know about the period. Understand? Then another thing, Tabaqi Akbari. Understand? He is authored by Nizamuddin Ahmad. So these are all the secular books written during this period. Another important thing is Badauni. Badauni, he has written his Tarikh-i Badauni. Understand? Badauni, he was a person. Okay, he has written a book, Tarikh-i Badauni. So from this book we can know the spans of 3 volumes. We can know about the reign of Akbar also. So these are all about the books and autobiographies. Now another thing is many travelers who came from outside India. India allada vera country lande vanda pilgrims irpangalla, the pilgrims and the travelers, they would have written many books about India. Adla especially a Venetian traveler, in page number 106 you can say. The Venetian traveler, his name was Marco Polo. Marco Polo. Marco Polo was the Venetian traveler. He written the book Pandya. He written about the kingdom of Pandya. Understand? And he has written about Kayal, the place of Kayal. Understand? And it is full of, in his book we can know about Arabia, China, about India. Understand? Another important traveler was Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni was another important traveler. Al-Biruni. Say children, Al-Biruni, the traveler, Al-Biruni. He has written, Somnath temple. Understand? 17 times this Mahmud of Ghazni, அவர் அந்த சோம்நாத் டெம்பிளை 17 times அட்டாக் பண்ணாராம். Understand? So அதை பற்றி அவர் ஃபுல்லாக Al-Biruni, he has written about Mahmud of Ghazni. Understand? Then Taki Hindi. Al-Biruni discuss about the Indian culture and the system of knowledge and the social condition of the people. So all these the poets and the travelers, this about the travelers outside from India, that is Marco Polo, a Venetian traveler, and Al-Biruni, they would have written about India. Understand? Another important traveler, Ibn Battuta. He was an Arab traveler. Say all of you, IBN. IBN enna sonna Ibn. Ibn Battuta. Pronounce it children. IBN, Ibn Battuta. Understand? Ibn Battuta, he was an Arab-born Moroccan scholar. He travelled from Morocco and he came to North India, and he has written about all over, about the continent of Africa, about the country of Egypt. Understand? He travelled from Africa, from Morocco. Morocco is in Africa. மொராக்கோலேருந்து அப்படியே வந்து ஈஜிப்ட் பல்லாம் அப்படியே பார்த்துட்டு வந்து he came to India, and from in India he travelled all over India, and he written all about India's dynasty, the places which he saw in India. Understand? Everything in his book. He was Ibn Battuta. Okay. So from Ibn Battuta, he has written about the caste system which prevailed in India. Understand? In India we have much caste, more caste, many religions are there in India, that you all know. So this Ibn Battuta, this traveler, he has written about the caste system of India in his book. Okay. And another thing, Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he has written about this Muhammad bin Tughlaq. You know, பெரிய கிளாஸ்ல வந்தீங்கன்னா in highest classes you can study about the sultans. Understand? This Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was a great emperor. He transferred his capital from Devagiri. Understand? Devagiri to Delhi to Devagiri. He has written about that also. Okay. So from all these books and autobiographies, we can know about the medieval India. Understand? So these are all the sources know about medieval India. Have you all understand, children? So the first lesson is over. In the next class, I will give you the exercises. Understand? I'll mark and give you the short answer, one word, choose, match, fill up, or detailed answer, everything I will give you. I will mark and give you. I will mark and give in the next class. But you have to understand this medieval India. Medieval India is, it is the Indian history was divided into three: ancient India, medieval India, and modern India. Medieval India is about the middle of the India. Understand? What are the sources we can see about medieval India? Means the primary sources, secondary sources. From the primary sources, inscriptions, monuments, and coins. Already in the previous classes we saw about the inscriptions and monuments, and today we saw about this coins. What are all the coins? From coins what we can see, understand, what we can know from the coins. Okay. And another source, the secondary sources. The secondary sources, two divisions are there: religious literatures and secular literatures. From religious literatures, all the Bhakti movement. Understand? It is about the religions. What are the religions it followed? We followed in India. Okay. The Alvas, Nayanmas, and Devaram, Tiruvasagam, Appar, Sundarar, Manikavasagar, and Sekilar Eldana Periya Puranam. Understand? All those about Bhakti movement. And another thing is secular literature. All the books, biographies and autobiographies of the poets and the writers. Understand? Adalla nama paathom. Understand? Autobiography means Tusk. Tusk means autobiography. Understand? Babar, he has written his own autobiography. It was called as Babar Nama. Okay. And Jahangir, he has written his autobiography. It was called as Tuzuki Jahangiri. Understand? And another, the travelers, they came from outside India. Marco Polo, he was a Venetian traveler. He came from Venice. Venice land vandavaru, he came to India, and he has written about Indian culture, Indian politics in his book. And Alberuni, he has also, we can know all about India from his book. And Ibn Battuta, he was a Moroccan traveler. He came from Africa. Understand? He has written from Africa, about Africa and about Egypt, and he came to India. He has written about the caste system of India which prevailed at that time. What are the caste system? What are the religions the people they followed? So these are all about the secular literature. So these are the sources which we can know about the period medieval India. Have you all understand, children? In the next class, I will mark you the all the exercises at book back exercises. The choose, match the following, then short answers, paragraph answers, everything I will mark and give. In the meantime, I will take the second lesson also. The first lesson of history only is over. Understand? So you have to understand, that is very important for me. Okay. In the next class, I will take one lesson from geography. We will start geography then. In the meantime, I will give you the exercises. Okay. Thank you, children. Thank you.